Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for tuning in. We have a lot to talk about. Tomorrow, hopefully, starts the beginning of a new paradigm within the Trump administration. You can't have 2 more years of Jeff Sessions and Rod Rosenstein. You just can't have that. There have been ongoing investigations pertaining to the Clinton Foundation, to Hillary Clinton, even before Trump. The criminality is so egregious and so overt that there were criminal investigations during Andrew McCabe's time. That's why he lied under oath 3 times. Andrew McCabe lied under oath 3 times, ladies and gentlemen. There's a grand jury investigating him. To my super chat, thank you so very much. You give me every incentive to rock these live streams. I appreciate your support. Andrew McCabe lied under oath. What was it? 3 times. And what they're doing right now, 3 times of them under oath. So when will McCabe face prosecution for lying? Kelly Pavlich, she's 100% right. This is in the Hill. And it's true. When will McCabe face prosecution for lying? He lied under oath. You know, it's interesting that McCabe is under grand jury investigation right now. And here you have Michael Flynn, who didn't even lie, but they set him up. So he has to go through this whole ordeal for 2 years now, almost 2 years, going on about 1.5 years. And yet Andrew McCabe, who lied under oath, the man who set up Michael Flynn, the man who helped set up all of this nonsense. Thank you, Skinny Kenny. Thank you, everyone, for your kind words. Ladies and gentlemen, what you have to do is you have to realize that there's going to be a paradigm shift eventually. This is not sustainable. You would always use that phrase in 2015 when I was on the left. It is not sustainable. This is not sustainable. Do you understand? This is not like the whole Trump is a Russian agent. Oh my God, the FBI, Peter Strzok, was so concerned. It had nothing to do with the fact that there was an insurance policy. He wanted to stop Trump. They were so concerned. My goodness, there must have been some kind of reason that they were spying on Trump. This is complete nonsense. CrowdStrike and the Steele dossier had money funneled to them from the Democratic Party and Hillary Clinton. James Clapper said there's no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. There's still no evidence. People were indicted that have nothing to do with lying to an FBI agent doesn't mean that Trump worked with Russia. Michael Flynn should not get any jail time, should be completely pardoned and exonerated. He was set up. Papadopoulos got, a week in jail, 2 weeks for lying to an FBI agent. So what they did is Carter Page, nothing. Manafort, he bought an ostrich feather jacket. So tell me where the Trump Russia is. Then you get Hillary Clinton today, who tweeted out a clip of them debating. And it's like this has to change, and it will. Tomorrow, you will see the beginning of a change. Okay? You will see the beginning of something, hopefully. Now, I'm not saying, oh, yeah, William Barr will definitely do this, but he has already stated, ladies and gentlemen, that there's more reason. There's a lot more reason to investigate Clinton than there is Trump. And let's just get here. There's a Newsweek article talking about this. There's a lot more reason to investigate Hillary Clinton, obviously. But the thing is, the reason they're in such panic mode. The media is such panic mode. William Barr, Newsweek. Why can't I find this? Here you go. Trump's attorney general pick says there's more reason to investigate Hillary Clinton than the president. Now, of course, tomorrow he's going to have to play nice. The thing is, if he doesn't recuse himself, it doesn't matter what he says. He's not legally bound to anything he says. That's the thing. And it's kind of hilarious, too, because there are people who don't want William Barr to do well because they've been so indebted to Sessions, which is hilarious. Huber ain't doing anything. If William Barr eventually, and if Huber is doing something fantastic, vindicates what I've been saying since 2015. So, I mean, I really don't care if it's Huber. I don't care if Sessions, punches out William Barr tomorrow and then takes his place again and then indicts Clinton. I really don't care. Because I've been saying that she's going to get indicted eventually. She's a criminal. And when she projects and she says, oh, yeah, I told you he's Putin's puppet. Trump sold weapons to the Ukraine. Obama did not. Trump imposed more sanctions, kicked out more diplomats than Obama did. So and then Obama presided over the uranium sale with cash flowing to the Clinton Foundation. So how on earth can you say that can anyone say that Trump is Putin's puppet? What it is a fantasy. And basically it's a cult. Like you have millions of Democrats who lost, were mortified. They were so embarrassed at the Jacob Javits Center and around the country. They had no clue that Clinton would lose because they were told every day by CNN, MSNBC, The Washington Post, The New York Times that Clinton would win. When she lost, it was the insurance policy that Strzok was talking about. That's the insurance policy. And so, there you go. You have an investigation for purely political purposes, and without any evidence at all into Trump, based on nonsense, based on words like, and this is how they get away with it. I'm a writer. I can tell you, you don't have to be a writer. You can go ahead and it's obvious. They use the word contacts, concern, suspicion, possibly infiltrated, working with Russia, a Russian agent. These are all the phrases they use. Oh my God, we don't know. It's possible. The underlying logic is, well, why else would they have started an investigation? Obviously, there was something there. It's been 2 years. Mueller has found nothing. The only thing that he found is that if you're wearing an ostrich feather jacket, you know what is grass, and he's the lawnmower. It's an all-out assault against people who've purchased ostrich feather jackets. You will never get away with purchasing an ostrich feather jacket, ever, ever, ever. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the situation right now where it's not sustainable. They fear William Barr. So I'll just read you this. The good news is that they fear William Barr. That's the good news. They fear William Barr. The bad news is that we're going to have to wait and we're going to have to listen to the confirmation tomorrow. And the confirmation hearing will be, oh my goodness, I won't touch the Mueller probe, I promise. No, and I don't know if they're going to bring up Hillary Clinton, which would be hilarious, because it's like it would be like kind of like, well, just to let you know, not that she did anything wrong, but you wouldn't go after Hillary Clinton, would you? And then William Barr would be like, well, why are you asking about Clinton? Or it would just look so bad if they brought up Clinton. But the hilarious thing is that that's the big issue. The big issue is whether he wants to start a special counsel. And I just love the people who are so invested in what, who are like, you don't need a special counsel. There's a lot of things going on right now. It's like, no, well, not really. And if whatever's going on was going on prior to Trump, that's what Andrew McCabe lied about, which is what I was talking about at the beginning of this segment. But William Barr, Donald Trump's pick for Attorney General, suggested there was more reason to investigate Hillary Clinton's ties to Russia than the possibility that a foreign power conspired with the president's campaign. So there you go. There you go. Barr also echoed some of Trump's assertions that a criminal investigation should be launched against Clinton for her Uranium One deal with Russia. It's so obvious. They sold uranium. They presided over a uranium sale. They allowed a uranium sale to go through. They allowed a uranium sale to go through, and that's the issue. Now Rosenstein's leaving. I called that. Sessions is leaving. I called that. Okay. I said that Sessions would leave. And let me find the... And so, wait, where's that? So, and it's like, once that happens, I mean, my voice has already been vindicated many, many, many times. But once that happens, ladies and gentlemen, it's game over. Because the evidence, see, this is the thing, for 2 years, what they've tried to do is brainwash enough people so that when it happens, when Clinton does get indicted, there will be enough people to say, oh my God, this is not just, and Trump is worse. That's really what 2 years has been about. That's really what all of this has been about. What they tried to do is just spend 2 years just in a fantasy world trying to convince people that Trump is a Russian agent, when in reality it's Obama who could have vetoed the deal. Why didn't he veto the deal? Why would you allow Putin to own mines in why would you possibly do that? If you are so if you were so worried about Putin, why would you then allow Russia to control 20% of U.S. uranium capacity? And here, 4 months ago, Mueller probe ending, which it's basically ending, pretty much already ended. 4 months ago, right here, Trump replacing Sessions after midterms. I stated that before it happened. My God, how am I going to do this? Thank you, Eric H526. Oh, that's from that's from that episode. That segment. That's hilarious. So This is 4 months ago. Okay, here's the segment where I say Sessions is out. Sessions is out. And then eventually he was out. So if you look, let's see, when is that? When was that? That was on September 8th. Okay, 2 months before he was out. Oh my God, H said it would happen. There's session, Trump replacing Sessions after midterms. Right there. Mueller probe ending, Trump replacing Sessions after midterms. I say it right there. So it's kind of like, I have the pulse of what's going on. I also talked about Rosenstein leaving. And trust AJ. Trust AJ. Trust. Whoa! Oh my God! AJ! YouTube has a new format here. So I think I'm going to change my channel settings. Okay, that's the thing. But tomorrow is the confirmation. Look, I have a theory. I'm not saying it's 100% accurate. I'm saying I think I have the pulse of what's going on. I have a theory that William Barr represents the revenge or the return of the Republican establishment that can't stand the Clintons. So you have the Mitt Romneys and the Jeff Flakes and the John McCains. Those are the Republican. That's the Republican establishment that loves the Clintons because they think they can derive power somehow from meeting the left or meeting the Democratic Party halfway. When the Democrats, all they care about is power. You know, Romney is like a useful idiot to Democrats. And well, you know what? He's thinking of himself because he thinks, like all politicians, that he can run again. And what? Third time's a charm. How many times did Romney run? 2 times? He lost once. He was already the nominee. He lost to President Obama. So he thinks he can run again and win. Then also William Barr, by the way, a side note, William Barr also said that, yeah, he would have liked to have seen what, a Trump voter, maybe a one Republican. How do you get 12 or 13 Democrats on a special counsel that's supposed to be independent? Not one Republican in D.C., not one. And then they're like, well, Mueller's a Republican. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Mueller's a Republican like Jeff Flake is a Republican. There are Republicans that love the Democratic Party. There are Republicans that need the Democratic Party for their own political survival. Then there's Jim Jordan, Matt Gaetz, Ron DeSantis, Louis Gohmert. Then there are other Republicans who are like, you know what? I don't need this. This is crazy. We don't need this anymore. The Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party basically control the media. And look, I'm in my early 40s, and I remember when Reagan was in office, and I remember towards the end of his presidency, even at that young age, I could remember that, yeah, like, you know, people are, I can remember the media taking, you know, just kind of, you know, they wanted him out to an extent. Then Bush won. Then Bush won. But I've never seen, like, it's always, the media has always had a liberal stance. I think she will run. If there's no investigation of her, she'll run. She might even run with an investigation. That didn't stop her before. But there's always been a liberal stance to there's always been a liberal stance, like obviously, but this is beyond like there's beyond reason. There is no reason to think that Trump worked with Russia. There's no evidence. There is simply no evidence. See, the thing is, look, the thing with friends and Jeff Sessions was supposed to be, well, let's put it this way. All of them know Mueller. Sessions knows Mueller. All of them are friends with Mueller. President Trump has a picture with Bill and Hillary Clinton at his wedding. Trump would go golfing with Bill Clinton. They were friends. Friends in D.C. I explained this today. Friends in D.C. aren't really friends. They're utility friendships. So it's not like you have, thank you, Rob589. It's not like you have I did read Nietzsche. It's not like your friendship, like the people in this chat have friends and family and they're normal people. I'm a normal person. I have friends, family. You know, it's not like I look at my friends or my family and I say, gosh, how can I amass more influence and prestige to get people to do my bidding? Michael LaRusso. You know, honestly, thank God I'm not on Twitter. I have no clue. Tom Arnold is hilarious though, because he's so not in the limelight anymore. He was actually saying that Michael Cohen told him something. Charity I think Cernovich is probably going to destroy him. That would be a destruction. That's funny. Oh my God. Tom Arnold filed battery charges against Mark Burnett a day after he accused the Apprentice creator of choking him at an Emmys party. The LAPD told the Wrap on Monday. All right. And then you have, oh my God, you have this. That's hilarious. So they're gonna, yeah, I think probably Cernovich will. I can't imagine Tom Arnold in the boxing ring. But we'll see. And so that's interesting. So basically, tomorrow, Mark Skog versus Arnold De Niro versus Arnold and De Niro. I'm not sure. Rick Moranis. Love Rick Moranis, by the way. I noticed you changed your voice for serious voice. It cracks me up. Thank you. Rick Moranis is the man. I gotta say, Rick Moranis. He was the man. Thank you, Rick Moranis. But let's just read this since I'm putting myself to sleep. Trump's Attorney General pick William Barr says there's more reason to investigate Hillary Clinton than the president, which is true. This is December 7th, 2018. William Barr, Donald Trump's pick for Attorney General, suggested there was more reason to investigate Hillary Clinton's ties to Russia and the possibility that the foreign power conspired with the president's 2016 campaign. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. If you believe that after 2 years, actually since 2015, so almost 4 years, going on a fourth year of investigation to nonsense, then you just hate Trump and you just want to end his presidency by any means possible. On Friday morning, Trump told reporters that he would nominate Barr. Okay. He was my first choice since day one. He'll be nominated. So it's kind of difficult. See, William Barr is a former attorney general, and this isn't like a popularity contest. More, a Supreme Court nominee is kind of like more of a popularity contest. You can try to claim some kind of moral high ground over a Supreme Court nominee. We saw that. Barr, who supports broad executive powers, which was likely a draw for Trump. And as that was a constant point of contention between President Sessions amid Robert Mueller's ongoing investigation into Russian election interference. They didn't even interfere in the election. She won the popular vote. She lost swing states, like I said she would lose swing states in 2015. Trump publicly shamed his attorney general for recusing himself from the special counsel's investigation and for refusing to shut it down. Today, by the way, we find out from John Solomon that a former let's read John Solomon's. I'll do an upload on this. Former FBI chief, former FBI Intel chief Bureau was working outside DOJ guidelines and probe. Rosenstein, DOJ, exploring ways to more easily spy on journalists. How news omissions. So John Solomon is amazing. Former FBI chief. This is just today. I probably should have titled this segment. Former official says New York Times report shows FBI employees working outside DOJ guidelines. So this is actually from The Hill. A former assistant director of intelligence at the FBI said on Monday that a recent report that counterintelligence probe was open into whether President... So wait, just really quickly, you have a counterintelligence division that doesn't mind that Hillary Clinton had top secret intel on a server in her basement? They're okay with that? It's unbelievable. It's just one more indicator of some individuals who are operating outside the Attorney General's guidelines and normal practices and protocol. Here we go with practices and protocol. It's criminal. You're setting up a person. It's criminal. I'm not suggesting that the FBI refrain from following clearly articulated and reasonable suspicious activity. It's like, people always have to, like, there's always a caveat. Well, if it protects national security. This is not, now, by the way, this is not national security. I can bring up a horrific event that I won't bring up because it's against YouTube guidelines to even say certain things. As it is, like, I'm so benign And sometimes like things don't get monetized. I'm like, what? Why? It's bizarre. Then I appeal and they get monetized. But it's like after the first day or two, it's like you don't. Anyway, I'm not suggesting the FBI refrain from following clearly articulated and reasonable suspicious activity. They were suspicious because they hated him. That's why. They just wanted him to lose. That's the only reason why. That is the only reason why. This has nothing, absolutely nothing to do. Has absolutely nothing to do with any suspicion of actual, of possible infiltration. It's not Trump that got millions, tens of millions from people associated with a company that was eventually owned by Russia. It's not Trump who met with Vladimir Putin to speak to at his home outside Moscow. Bill Clinton met with Vladimir Putin outside of Moscow at his home. This is according to Newsweek. Okay, and then they're like, "Well, we need the speech transcripts from Trump and Putin." Well, what about the what about the transcripts from Bill Clinton's meeting while it was going down? While the uranium deal, this was in 2010, he wanted to meet with a Russian nuclear energy official, but he got Putin instead. I'm not suggesting the FBI refrain from, and why would you trust Bill Clinton to do what's in the best interest of the United States of America? Why would you trust him? So people would exactly, they trust Bill Clinton to speak to Putin. They trust Hillary Clinton with a server that had top secret intel outside the United States government. They trust her not to have sold any secrets. But oh my God, a president that was elected by the country was only elected because of Facebook ads. It makes no sense. She won the popular vote. And Admiral Michael Rogers already stated not one vote in a swing state was altered. So, and then Comey wrote the Comey letter. She had she cheated Bernie Sanders. I mean, the DNC, they cheated and they lost. But that's why I'm saying Trump has to turn the tables. I think that William Barr represents more of an more of a traditional 80s, 90s Republican that actually maybe he's not in terms of policies a Trump Republican, but in terms of trying to rid the country of a criminal who is, for 2 years now, Clinton's loss has made the media an extension of the Democratic Party. And it's only Bill and Hillary Clinton who would be able to do this. The second that William Barr creates a special counsel, which will eventually lead to Clinton getting indicted, or some kind of probe, which will eventually lead to Clinton getting indicted, the second that happens, the Democratic Party ceases to exist in the manner it is right now. The Democrats and the media, and really in Twitter, without Twitter, Democrats would be nothing. It's the media, late night, Hollywood, social media, Twitter and Facebook, mainly Twitter, and people like James Comey, but they're no longer in government. So James Comey, James Clapper, John Brennan, all these people. And you need William Barr, the Department of Justice, to set up to begin to initiate these investigations. Otherwise, there are ongoing investigations that could lead next week to Clinton getting indicted. I've been saying this forever. But very likely there needs to be some kind of special counsel. You can't have the precedent of someone wielding so much influence and breaking so many laws. U.S. Code 793F of the Espionage Act. I'm not suggesting that. So this is Kevin Brock. He's a former counterintelligence chief at the FBI. Kevin Brock. Breck's comments came after the New York Times reported Friday that the Bureau opened an investigation into whether Trump was working for the Russians after he fired former FBI Director James Comey. Why would you? FBI General Counsel James Baker told House investigators last year the FBI officials debated whether Trump was acting at the behest of Russia. James Baker also, by the way, CNN didn't report, thought that Hillary Clinton should be indicted. James Baker thought that Clinton should be indicted. She committed crimes. So there you go. James Baker also thought that Clinton should be indicted. And Trump allies offering no specifics. A former FBI official gives testimony in Russia probe, offering no specific. I love this when it's the Washington Post reporting what officials have stated that James Baker stated in testimony. Well, we have no specifics. Meanwhile, everything's according to current and former officials. Whenever they make any allegation that's a big story, it's according to current and former officials. Blanket statement, completely anonymous. I have no idea. It could be Debbie Wasserman Schultz, current official, former DNC chair. We have no clue who these current and former officials are. But if it's anything to do with what William D. Campbell, FBI informant, said that the Clinton Foundation and Obama's administration was infiltrated by Russian lobbyists, there's no evidence there. Meanwhile, the Steele dossier and CrowdStrike are the only two examples of quote-unquote evidence that they have that Russia infiltrated the election. All of the CrowdStrike and the Steele dossier lead directly to Hillary Clinton. But let's just see here. Okay. Oh, look at James Baker. Okay. Bias in their scrutiny. President Trump's closest congressional ally said Wednesday that a 4-hour interview with former FBI Director Counsel James Baker had fundamentally changed their understanding of the Justice Department's Russia investigation, confirming and furthering their previous convictions that the federal law enforcement agencies were biased in their scrutiny of Trump. How about just it was a criminal act what they did. They utilized the FBI as an extension of the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party is not part of the United States government. It is a private entity, which is what DNC lawyers said during the DNC fraud lawsuit. It's a private entity. This is December 8, 2018. Comey's general counsel at the FBI, James Baker, testified that he originally believed it was appropriate to charge Hillary Clinton with mishandling classified information. But he said it was Comey who persuaded him that Clinton should not be charged. Well, of course. And then Comey lied under oath. He said, it was unanimous. I mean, this is the problem. There has to be something done, or else, and it's also, see, Republicans are stupid also because they're hiding behind, well, Trump is an anomaly. There's a lot of Republicans who are saying, well, we can actually compete with the Democratic Party. No, you can't. Democrats outspend. They have the media. Trump is like this force of nature. There is no way on earth that any establishment, if you take an establishment Democrat and establishment Republican, the establishment Democrat will win the presidential election because they'll have the media. Whether they win by a landslide or they barely win, they'll have the media. An establishment Republican, whether it's Kasich or Romney, will lose badly. It'll be like Obama versus Romney. They don't get that. They think that, well, we're the Republican Party. The only reason Republicans have the Senate now, which is what, the fifth time in 105 years. The only reason Republicans have two, possibly three now, possibly three Supreme Court justices, because Trump, any other Republican would have lost to Clinton, even with all her scandals, even with cheating Bernie Sanders and the Comey letter. Trump is unique. He is his own media machine. He's completely unique. He's like a force of nature. Now you go 8 years of Trump, it doesn't look good for the Republican Party after that. Who do they have after that? Cruz? That's a joke. That's hilarious. Who do they have? Flake? Or what? Romney? That's another comedic act right there. Who? They have nobody. They have nobody. So, but see, Don Jr., Ivanka, they're not. Trump is as unique. It's not the name; it's the fact that he is so unique, and he's this force of nature. He's this force of nature. Force of nature. And you can't, and the Republicans are like, well, well, we don't want to have, we're just going to play ball with the media. We're just going to play ball with the media. So, and ladies and gentlemen, William Barr, hopefully, the paradigm shift is going to be very interesting. And there has to be something within the next month or weeks. He has to act quickly. And they wasted no time. When they got that special counsel weeks after Sessions was appointed. So, and that's the thing. I mean, tomorrow tomorrow is the congressional hearing, or the Senate hearing. They're going to ask him, are you going to touch the Mueller probe? Oh my God. You're going to touch the Mueller probe. How dare you touch the Mueller probe? Please don't touch the Mueller probe. And there you go. If I'm not putting people to sleep, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a rainy day and I'm, kind of out of it. You can actually replay this, and I'm sure if you have insomnia, you will just go right to bed. Barr has echoed some of Trump's assertions that a criminal investigation should be launched against Clinton for her uranium one deal with Russia. What better way? What better way to flip the script, ladies and gentlemen? What better way? to flip the script. And to start, could you imagine too? Because then you'd have to have you would have to have the media do two things. One, the media would have to continue the Trump-Russia nonsense, but then they would have to defend actually the sale of uranium to Putin. So they'd have to do two things at once. Even for even Democrats who haven't completely consumed all the Kool-Aid would be like, "Oh, that doesn't make too much sense. Gosh, that doesn't make too much sense." Barr has also echoed some of Trump's assertions that a criminal investigation should be launched against Clinton for her Uranium One deal with Russia. Clinton was serving as the Secretary of State at the time of the controversial deal, and it was later discovered that one of Uranium One's owners had donated more than $140 million to the Clinton Foundation. So if it benefited the former owner of Uranium One to get the deal through, I mean, that is also a possibility. But they're like, oh, well, it didn't happen at the same time. Well, Uranium One CEO gave money. Oh, it wasn't that much money. It's like, where is the money going into the Trump Foundation and some kind of official business taking place that benefited? Nothing. Nothing. And that's why I say, like, Republicans are stupid. The establishment Republicans are stupid. They think that they can get, they think that the Republican Party at this point right now is at a crossroads. It's taking Trump for granted because the establishment thinks, well, I guess it's pretty good we have Trump, but, we'll keep him at bay. We'll limit his ability to really move on from this Russia probe. It's actually good because it kind of, it brings us closer to the media and the Democrats. And the Democrats look at us like, oh, we're suddenly heroes. We're suddenly media heroes. Like they had these articles with Jeff Flake. He's a great person, Jeff Flake. He's a wonderful person. He's a great, great person. I think you're going to see some really, really great things because what happens every month is that it's quiet for 2 weeks. So it's been quiet on this channel. My live streams aren't at 1,000 anymore. Of course, I've offended certain people, but they'll be back. I have no problem with that. They'll definitely be back because these kind of fads. There was a similar fad that took place in 2016 that didn't work out well for people at all. But no, I mean, you know what? It's just the live streams are usually closer to 1,000 than I have, and the issue, and my uploads usually do a lot better, but it's really quiet now, and it's quiet because there's a transition. It's quiet because there's a slow transition. That's why you have the media going overboard. That's why you have the media going overboard. I mean, that is really why. So, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is going to be interesting. Watch for tomorrow. Watch. They're going to talk about, Tomorrow they're going to talk about the Mueller probe. They're going to talk about, oh my God, how William Barr how William Barr handles the Mueller probe. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless. Thank you so very, very much. AKA, thank you. I know some words in Yiddish. A bunch of words, actually. Luke St. Martin, thank you. Everyone, thank you. God bless. Have a great, great day. Watch the uploads. And I will see you all very, very soon. Oh, my Second Amendment channel. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. definitely check out, if you are into gun channels, it's actually like almost a documentary. Well, it's me at the range, enjoying myself. But I'm trying out all different. I'm shooting all different types of semi-autos, revolvers. It's awesome. Soon I'll be going to the outdoor range, take my AR and AK there. Definitely check out. It's at 100 views. Let's get it to 1,000 views. It's my Glock 17. Just well, it's not mine. I rented it, but here's the Glock 17 9mm. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. It's pretty awesome. It is pretty awesome. The video is pretty awesome. And I'm getting really good. I'm getting really good feedback on my Second Amendment channel. I'm saying, if I haven't put people to sleep, you have to use this. Anyone suffering from insomnia. Anyway, thank you so very much, everyone. God bless, and I will see you very soon.